So, my name is Mark Slavin. I'm the Vice President of Environmental Affairs for the Scott Municipal Company. I just wanted to run through and share with you a little bit today about green spaces and the benefits they provide to the areas that we live. First, just wanted to give you a little bit of background on our company. We're a 145-year-old company focused on providing consumer products for lawn and garden. And everything we do is about making products simple, sustainable, and easy for the consumer to use. So, one of the things we always try to have in our mission statement is to allow people of all ages to express themselves on their own piece of the earth. And that doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what type of landscape you have. We want to provide you products to help you achieve that. Because we believe that the benefits of having green spaces are immense. It can provide us a lot of benefits around our social well-being, our economic well-being, and our environmental well-being, including the ability to be more attentive, be able to learn better, be able to reduce stress, and just have a better quality of life. But more importantly, what we want to talk about today is the benefits of green spaces on the environment. And so green spaces can be a great resource and a great tool for us to help reduce some of the impacts that we've created through urbanization and development of natural areas. And recently, a lot of work has been done around the benefits of green spaces and the environment. Specifically, the US EPA Chesapeake Bay program recently published some work that said that a dense vegetative cover of turf grass on a lawn actually reduces pollution and nutrients in waterways. And that was directly related to work they did in collaboration with universities, our company, other environmental organizations to help mitigate some of the impacts of green spaces and fertilizer on the Chesapeake Bay. And then after several years of research, University of Florida at IFAS and some research funded by Florida Department of Environmental Protection came to a similar conclusion that if we provide moderate feeding, we will promote healthy grass that will actually filter and maintain better water quality. And one of the reasons this is important is that in our urban areas, we often see 40 to 60% impervious, causing runoff to get to waterways faster. And so anything we can do through green spaces to mitigate stormwater runoff and allow it to filter and not get to our stormwater drains is particularly beneficial. Now, most of you here in Florida know that water is very complex. It doesn't abide by city boundaries or county boundaries, and Florida has some very unique environments and ecosystems. And we have a lot of point and non-point sources that can cause pollution to these waterways. And we want to be mindful that not only surface waters can become polluted, but also groundwaters, which subsequently can provide up to 80% of surface water flow after it goes down into the groundwater. And the reason that becomes important is that groundwater that is flowing out today is not from a year ago, not even necessarily from 10 years ago. It can be from 50 years ago. And so some of the impacts we're seeing on our water quality today can be pretty historic in nature and the cause of some of our practices we've done over the years. So I want you to just be mindful that sometimes the things we do today won't have direct and quick impacts. It can take a long time to have some of our mitigation practices take effect. And I just wanted to share with you, because I think this is important, some of the facts around fertilizer use in urban environments. So approximately 50% of homeowners do not fertilize their lawns in any capacity. And that's a little bit of a surprising fact to most people. And of the remaining people that do, the majority of those people put down less than 2 fertilizer applications a year. And so if we go and look at Martin County, for example, of all the fertilizer use in Martin County, 5% of the fertilizer use is actually used on home or residential landscapes. The remaining being used elsewhere. And I'm not giving that number to say it's not us, it's someone else. What I want to share is that the situation is complex. But of that 5%, when we look at warm season grasses and the landscapes here in Florida, when they're actually going to be utilizing resources most efficiently, that tends to be the summertime, and the proposed ban period, that represents 25% of consumer use of that 5%, so approximately 1.25%. But really what I want to share is that 75% of homeowners or consumers are already abiding by a regulation they would planning to consider putting in place. And so part of what they are automatically do today to maintain green spaces, they're already doing this. And so one of the things that is important to me and important for others to understand is we're all polluters, every single one of us here. We eat food, we use the restroom, we drive cars, and so it does no good for us to point fingers and try to say it's you, not them, but to look for collaborative solutions to water quality. So I applaud you for having this conversation and working towards things that can have impacts on water quality. But one of the things that we think is important is that we understand how big the problem is and what are the baselines that we need to set so we can actually measure improvement. And I have a slide here from ORCA, which is Oceans Research Conservation Association, who's done some good work in this regard, mapping toxicity and nutrient sources throughout the Mississippi Lagoon to create a baseline for improvement. And I think that's important work that continues to work like this needs to continue to be done so that we can make efforts to have the biggest impact, to find the sources in distinct locations that are actually harming the lagoon and waterways that we live on. And so I just wanted to share, this is my last slide, from our company, the things that we're actually doing to be part of this. We do think this is an important cause. We have almost 500 employees that live in the state of Florida, and it's really important to us. We've actually adapted product formulations by removing all the phosphorus in our maintenance products, in our lawn products. We've reduced the amount of nitrogen in our fertilizers by 30%. We've developed product innovations that reduce the off-site use of fertilizers so that you don't spill them on the driveway or into storm drains. We've even made products that don't allow you to even change the settings on your fertilizer ordinances, or on your fertilizer settings, so that you can't put down more than you're supposed to put down. And then last, I think one of the biggest things that we've done is improve consumer communications here in Florida, because we want to make sure that people are educated on the best ways that they can maintain green spaces without having an impact on water quality. And so, to sum it all up, we want you to know that we're not sitting idly by just allowing water to become worse. We want to be part of the solution and work collaboratively with you all and with others in Florida to be part of that solution. If any of you have any comments, I'm happy to, or questions, I'm happy to hear them.
I just have one more. I know that Scott Nursery Growers funded a study with ORCA. When that data is complete, do you have any plans of sending it to the University of Florida or one of the other universities for peer review?
So that won't be up to me. That will be up to ORCA and also a steering committee that we're developing, because when we approached ORCA to do this research, we said we want to do good work, but we don't want it to be biased by industry or by Scots. And so we're committing to fund them a significant research project with them, but we want them to design the research and have an oversight committee to decide how best to use it. So after 2 years, when the research study is complete, we plan to develop it so that it's under peer-reviewed standards, so it can be scientifically published. And so whatever means it is necessary to do that, we'll be working with academics or other environmental scientists